sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan na yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo.
On Signal Satellite Channel 53 on the Filipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Ms. Andrea Endicio is at courtside. Coach Mike, both of these teams have struggled as of late. Of course, Quezon was already able to break that slump with that big win against Muntinlupa, which we will be talking about later on. But what went wrong particularly for these two squads, especially for Davao? They're in a 4-game losing streak right now.
I want to start off with Quezon. Quezon actually being up there at the top, you know that the other teams are looking at you. So well scouted, again, they understand the tendencies and, you know, where to attack itong Quezon. Samantalang ito namang Davao, it really was just tough teams that they went up against. They went up against Zamboanga, Binyan, including Nueva Ecija. Just a tough draw of the draft when it comes to the schedule. So you gotta be tougher. Lalo na tonight, you're gonna be facing against one of the top teams again in Quezon.
And to understand where our teams are at right now in terms of their playoff picture, let's take a look at the team standings in the Southern Division.
Well, I think importante dito sa South, start natin dito para sa Quezon. Tough teams they gotta go up against still is Pampanga and South Cotabato Warriors. If you wanna keep the 1, 2, 3 slot, it's really just a matter of placing on who you want to go up against, but really you want to take pride and be number one in that division. Samantala itong Davao, they're at a 4-game losing streak and could be a choice of being Batangas or Zamboanga that they go up against.
Well, assured naman na talaga ng playoff spot itong dalawang kupunan na maglalaban sa ating main event, itong Quezon at Davao Occidental. But they want to make sure that they hold the top advantage, especially for the Quezon Huskers, while Davao Occidental trying to make a crack at our home court spots in the top 4 of the Southern Division. Let's talk about the last game of the Tigers. It was against Binyan Tatak Gel on their home floor, their 4th straight loss. They were actually in the lead after the first quarter, leading 15-12, but got outscored in the second period, 17-23, and then in the third quarter, they were only down by 3 heading into the 4th frame, but got outscored again in the final quarter, 17-23.
Well, Binyan was really just too much of a force inside the paint. Plus 16 on rebounds, gave them 8 more attempts, gave them 8 more points in the paint, gave them 14 more second chance points, and really just no answer to the bigs of Binyan in that shaded area.
But Keith Agovido was able to perform well para sa kanila. One of the few bright spots in that game for the Davao Occidental Tigers. But again, the help coming around the roster has been a problem for them in this losing streak that they've had.
Yeah, and I agree. And something that you want to be able to do better, lalo na as you head into the playoffs.
Para naman dito sa Quezon, they vented all their ire on the Muntinlupa Cagers in their last game. It was a very dominant 88-31. In fact, I think dominant might be an understatement in this match against the Cagers.
Ramdam na ramdam mo yung gigil nitong Quezon. It was a full defense and offensive display. Only 9 field goals made by Muntinlupa in that game, and that 23 turnovers to which they got 32 points off of it really was the one that told on the result of that game in favor of Quezon.
Imagine that, just 9 made field goals para sa Muntinlupa sa laro na yun. I don't think that was ever heard of in the history of the MPBL. What a defensive showcase showed by the Quezon Huskers in that match against the Muntinlupa Cagers. Now we move on to our player matchup, which features Art de la Cruz and Gab Banal, 2 players who were able to move on from the PBA after excellent collegiate careers, and they are matched up here tonight as they help their teams move forward in the team standings sa Southern Division.
Let me just say, both these guys are very able big men that have really good basketball IQ. It's really just a matter of where they stay inside the court. Art de la Cruz loves to hover in the paint and pursues those rebounds. Samantalang si Gaba na naman hovers on the perimeter and pursues those long closeout and transition defense. And so, but the same way that they've put value in both their respective teams is the same way that they're expected to perform tonight.
For Gab Banal, you could expect him to try and amp up his scoring once again in this game. He had a good scoring outburst in that game against the Muntinlupa Cagers. Both Gab Banal and Art de la Cruz are at courtside with Miss Andrea Andiso.
That is right, Javi. From rival schools dating back in their collegiate career, ngayon magtatapat ulit sila dito sa MPBL, the blue-blooded Art de la Cruz and the green-blooded Gab Banal. Unahin ko na munang kausapin itong si Art. Art, I know at this point gusto nyong baliin yung losses, but of course, as the leader, ano ba yung ginagawa mo to break the negative environment or kung meron mang negatives na nabubuo sa team?
Before anything else, I want to say good evening sa lahat ng mga Quezon, taga Lucena. I want to also congratulate MPBL for All-Star successful. And also, to answer the question, gano'n lang kami, nag-focus lang kami sa together namin, and kailangan lang namin makapag-start na maayos kasi building na to sa playoffs, going to the playoffs. Kaya kailangan namin na mag-move on sa mga talo namin and get the positives sa mga games namin.
And we hope to see the positives in this game. Good luck to you and your team. Maraming salamat. Pumunta naman tayo sa aking kanan. Gab, we all know that Quezon is at number 1 sa South Division. Pero alam din naman natin na dikit yung labanan dyan sa spot na yan. And ano ba yung ginagawa mo as a veteran, as their leader to solidify that spot for your team?
Siguro sinasabihan ko lang yung teammates ko na control what we can control. Hindi namin tinitignan yung Zamboanga or yung mga teams na underneath us. Hanggat sa maaari, focus lang kami, 1 game at a time. Tapos the standings will take care of itself.
Very nice words from the leader, pero meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Quezon Huskers, especially in this venue?
Sa mga taga Quezon, sa Lucena, Quezon, at sa mga ibang parte ng Quezon, salamat po sa pagpunta. Alam ko Monday ngayon may pasok, pero nandito po kayo para supportan kami. Sana pagpatuloy niyo lang po, lalo na parating na ang playoffs. Salamat po.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team as well. Mga kaliga, this is the main event of your Monday triple header. Quezon Huskers kontra Davao Occidental Tigers. Miguel Pere, take it away.
This is gonna be exciting, mga kaliga, as we bring you tonight's main game here at the Quezon Convention Center in Lucena City. It's Davao Occidental Tigers versus your Quezon Huskers on the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by 3. Here are the starters, beginning with the MPBL Lakan Season Champions, the Davao Occidental Tigers, Coco Lai. Let me hear us roar. Let me hear us roar. Center number 9, Chris Lalata. Forward number 11, Dariel Baila. Also forward number 17, Kenneth Igalo. And the other guard number 13, the bonfire, Bonbon Custodio. Head coach for Davao is Manu Indigo. Assistant coaches Andy Mejos, Tony Mejos, Dia Santalo, Roy Bonilla, and James Bartolome. Team managers are Arvin Alonso. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the Sonic unit of your Quezon Huskers. Starting at center, number 24, Arjen Minerva. Forward, number 25, Al Toxi. On number 13, Elton Gonzalez. The other forward, number 77, Jeff Banal.
Your primary protagonists for this game are starting five, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max for the away team. JK Casino, Chris Lalata, Dariel Baila, and Kenneth Halo will be joining the bonfire. Bonbon Custodio in a rare start for the Davao Occidental Tigers. On the other side, it's going to be LJ Gonzalez, Mayor Mark Alcala, RJ Minerva, Gab Banal, and Al Francis Tamsi para sa inyong Quezon Huskers. Hey, thank you for joining us for the main event of our Monday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Right away, Mayor Mark Alcala opening up this game with an attempt from the outside. The MPBL is live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endicio. Coach, what do you have to say about Bonbon Custodio starting this game para dito kay Coach Manu Inigo?
Well, the way it looks, parang gagamitin nila si Bonbon to try and see how LJ Gonzalez is gonna defend against it. Well, not just LJ, but the entire Quezon Huskers team, lalo na on the guard spot. I mean, in some games, they really would use Bonbon to try and exploit advantages in his presence. So we'll see how Quezon responds to this with Bonbon starting.
But Tamsi also getting a rare start in this game para naman sa Quezon Huskers. But for Bonbon Custodio, I can't even remember the last time he started the game this season.
Medyo matagal, halos wala nga yatang start. Oh, what a pass!
Dariel Baila locating Chris Lalata underneath. Davao Occidental off to a good start here, 4-0.
One thing you love about the big men itong dalawang teams na to, very able passers, no? Nakakita ng mga locate ng mga guys who are free. Especially this guy right here, Gabanal.
Gabanal puts the ball on the deck. The former MVP kicks it out to RJ Minerva. No good on the perimeter jumper. Bonbon Custodio will call out the play here for the Tigers. Top ball screen offered by Baila. Di ginamit ni Bonfire. Custodio off the glass and in.
No, ang question dito, how much more can you do single coverage against Bonbon without any help coming in?
4 of the 6 points of Davao Occidental coming from the Bonfire himself. Minerva gets the offensive rebound. Alcala out to LJ Gonzalez for 3. Wala pa rin. Quezon starting off this game cold, 0 out of 5.
Right. And so far, jittery start for the home team right here. And Bonbon continues to test that defense, drawing that second defender, moving that ball around.
Casino misfires from the outside. Banal with a rebound. Gonzalez pushing up the pace. Last touch on the Tigers. It will stay with Quezon.
Well, much as a post-up, makita mo somehow may advantage si Bonbon against the LJ, but the speed of LJ is going to be a challenge naman on the side of Bonbon. Length of the floor, advantage LJ. Short distances, could be Bonbon.
Gonzalez turns the corner out to the left side. Mayor Mark Alcala short on the 3. Gabanal the offensive rebound. That's off the glass and in for the former MVP.
Yeah, and itong Quezon is actually the third when it comes to 3-point attempts per game. They roughly average about 30. And so you're not surprised yung very first attacks nila, a lot of it coming from the outside.
And this time the defense adjusting to that attack by Custodio. He's forced to kick it out. Now it's with JK Casino. Back out to Bonbon. Custodio with a hand in his face. Good line, just too strong. Gonzalez picks it up. LJ goes to Gabanal. Gonzalez will set this one up. Tamsi receives it on the left wing. Francis Tamsi from the outside.
Yeah, they tried to set up a little stagger right there with the first screen being Tamsi. Tamsi immediately goes to that open wing spot to claim that 3.
6-5. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Baila had his pocket picked by Gabanal. Gonzalez gets the pass. Good leak out by LJ Gonzalez. Quezon now in the lead.
Yeah, and equally as we talked about Art de la Cruz being a valuable guy, feeding off guys sprinting, the same way ganun din si Gabanal. Very able decision makers in both those two.
Many people are saying though, Coach, that because of the shift in Gabanal's game, trying to locate more of his teammates, it has taken more of the scoring from him.
Right, that's right. And you know, quite ably yung mga kakampi rin naman niya, very able shooters and scorers. I mean, you got Jodel Fuentes as a teammate, you know, you have to give it up to him and the other shooters as well and scorers.
Pero kung ikaw, Coach, at this point of the season, would you love to see more production coming from Gabanal?
Well, not just Gabanal, I mean everyone else. But sure, if you get those points from Gabanal, it is going to be an additional point of attack for the Huskers, especially as teams get to scout you later on in the playoffs.
Let's take a look at this fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. A win to the max. That's LJ Gonzalez getting the lead pass from former MVP Gabanal.
Nagsimula sa depensa, tinapos sa assist itong ni Gabanal. What a pass!
Overshooting the mark there was RJ Minerva. Custodio
Right.
had that ball stolen by Al Francis Tamsi. Here come the Huskers. Gonzalez all the way to the rack.
Now, this is when the Huskers can actually exploit the presence of Bonbon Custodio, make him run the entire length of the floor, play defense against his defense.
Tamsi now on him. Triple team is Bonbon Custodio. There is a foul against Gabanal.
Pero hindi rin ganun kadaling bantayan si Bo. Kita mo naman, tatlo na yung bumantay, pero kalmado pa rin. Alam na alam yung mga exit gates, no? You see here, good ball tap from behind by Tamsi. And defense just leading up to offense. And again, that speed of LJ Gonzalez proving an asset for the Huskers.
With the ability to hang in the air, providing him the time to make a decision on whether to go for the shot or not. Initially, he was trying to go for a pass, but saw that that door was shut down by the defense. Kurt Lohera in the game for the first time, short on that jumper. Custodio fakes the 3, goes inside, puts on the brakes, fall away jumper is good. Gaano kahirap ba naman yung tira na yun?
Yeah, and he's doing it with not so much of that speed, but it's really the timing kung paano niya ginagawa, you know? And that you really have to admire with Bonbon. Just a crafty play right there.
Jodel Fuentes. First shot is good for the former Mythical 5 member, Jodel Fuentes. That's his first touch of the rock.
And that's one of the sweetest looking jump shots in the MPBL, if you ask me. I mean, Jodel Fuentes, coming off those pin downs, those flares and what have you, he is always ready to catch and shoot.
This 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. In his first season with the Knights, he emerged as a Mythical team selection. He was all MPBL first team in that year. Right away, dazzling fans with those kinds of shots. And that's his second 3 of the game. Last year, he was with Zamboanga, failed to get them to the national championship. But here in this season with the Quezon Huskers, the goal is no different.
Yes, agree. And, you know, with how he's been playing and how this Quezon team has really been built, you know, there's just a lot of upside. And, you know, really just exciting, lalo na for the supporters of the home team.
15-10. Nino Ibanez, former
wow.
Bulacan Kuya, gets it back to their hot pad. Heat check, still hot.
You always talk about the first action being the first defended. That was the second action. First, that was that flare screen, and that replaced by Jodel Fuentes with that free jumper from that side of the floor. Now, the question is, how much longer will you allow Jodel these clean looks?
Just over a minute on the floor. Sandagon, though, blocks Kurt Lohera. I was talking about Jodel Fuentes. Just over a minute on the floor. And already with 9 points in the game, the Huskers swing the ball from left to right. That's off the foot of Chris Lalata.
And, you know, the speed at which that ball moved. Look at this drive right here. Good defense. And that ball got blocked by the bottom of the board.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Ibanez setting up the table for the Huskers. It's an isolation against Lohera. He's forced to give it up. Fuentes fakes out Lohera. Goes for the pass to Opiso. Cyrus Torres, a capable shooter himself, missing from beyond the arc.
And that's how potent that 3 game has been for Quezon Huskers. They have very much good shooters from the outside.
Agovida gives it back out to De La Cruz. Art lines up a 3. That's no good. Ibanez pushing it here for the Huskers. Nobody stopping the basketball until Lohera did. Sandagon from the free throw line. Too strong. Offensive rebound, Nino Ibanez.
Look at how they're spread right there.
Gets past TH to Malip. And this time, it's a floater inside the lane.
Yeah, and they're using that 2 side of the floor when that post is open and allowing the guards wing or corner to create that side of the floor.
11 points in the game for Jodel Fuentes. Quezon doubling the output here of the Davao Occidental Tigers. Lohera this time makes sure that he gets the strong drive to the basket.
And currently there are 3 left-handed players in Davao right now. You've got Keith, you've got Lohera, and Art De La Cruz. Will that throw the defense differently? We'll see how this game results with those 3 lefties on the floor at the same time.
Lohera lets it sail out of bounds. A minute and 33 remaining. There you see Coach Eric Gonzalez, his South All-Stars, putting up a good fight against the North last Saturday in Zamboanga City before Balti and company decided to impose their willpower inside the shaded area. Of course, Will Macaloni winning the All-Star MVP. Lohera, free throw line jumper. There's action developing underneath the basket. Even before the shot went up, they were already bumping and pushing from Sandagon and Keith Agovida.
And at some point in the game, this is going to get a little bit physical. Lalo na, you know, if rebounding is going to be a concern for Quezon, expect Davao going to be turning to their big guys for very physical players too.
De La Cruz forward to Torres. Fuentes asking for it. He gets it. Gives it up to Opiso. Quick ball movement here for the Huskers. Torres lock and load. Yes, sir. It's not going to count. Offensive foul against Quezon.
Boy. You just have to marvel at the ball movement of the Quezon Huskers. They're really just drawing that second defender, making that ball fly from the north to south, east to west. And that was a screen that's not supposed to be there. And so that foul called on Simon, but man, that movement though.
Under a minute to play here. Lohera with a basketball. Defended by Nino Ibanez. Quickly to TH Tumalip. De La Cruz trying to back down Opiso. There's definitely a foul against the former Marikina shoemaster.
Yeah, that time around, really, Art De La Cruz using a lot of experience right there. That hand was extended by Opiso, and so Art really just used it to his advantage.
De La Cruz, you put him on the block, you put him at the elbow, you put him behind the line. Always knows what to do.
Yeah. He's most dangerous, I feel, not just on the block, but on top of the key, where he can actually make decisions to either dish it off to a dribble handoff on the guy from the wing, or to a guy who's lifting from the corner, or to even drive it himself and be involved in slip screens also, because he's got really good perimeter jumpers.
He's just so skilled that you can't really try and stop what he's going to do. You can only hope to be there when he's made that decision. And there, he gets the offensive rebound and puts it back in for 2 points.
Oh, tsaka nilalaro niya, hindi siya forceful, hindi niya kinocommand yung attention. He's just doing the role and trying to find how the read would be.
And there's a foul against Davao as hometown hero Topeng Lagrama sinks into the game for the first time para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. He's a third point guard off the bench here for the Huskers.
I was gonna say, tingnan mo naman yung depth ng point guard na yun. It went from LJ to Nino to Topeng Lagrama. Wow.
Lagrama pops out on the right corner. About a 7 to 8 second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Backdoor.
Torres breaks away momentarily from De La Cruz, but Art able to challenge. Big shot make for Cyrus Torres. Defense right there, but that better offense coming from Cyrus Torres. Tumalip was stripped by Lagrama. What an end to the first quarter for the Quezon Huskers, defense and offense.
5 made 3-pointers, 4 out of 8 from the perimeter, 42% shooting, that ball moving and pinging. What more can you ask from the Huskers?
Bonbon Custodio was able to set the tone early para sa Davao Occidental Tigers, but when this man came in, it became a different story for the Quezon Huskers in this game.
Yep, and definitely this is something that second quarter is going to come up.
Our first quarter score is 23 to 15. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Nagbabalik ang MPBL. Fate played a bit para dito sa Quezon Huskers from having one of the longest winning streaks to suffering from a couple of losses afterwards. And one realization, Coach Eric Gonzalez and the rest of the Quezon Huskers are trying to live by at the to be your reality. They know that life, especially in basketball, can be filled with ups and downs. But if they could stick together or stick to each other, know and protect their truth, no amount of shaking could break a team with a heart of champions. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Well, we definitely saw that attitude in that game against the Muntinlupa Cagers. Imagine to limiting an opposing team to just 9 made field goals in 40 minutes. That's unheard of.
Right, I agree. And really, I guess, vented their ire and frustration on that game. And, it just unfortunate na Muntinlupa ay nandun.
First quarter field goal story, it was 6 out of 14 for Davao. That's 42%, while Quezon is shooting 9 out of 20. That's 45%. The Tigers have yet to make a shot from the outside, while Quezon is already 5 out of 12.
Right. And the thing is, none of the Tigers are actually going to that outside shot. For the most part, initially, they went to those post-ups.
Lohera out to De La Cruz. Art back to Kurt. Two-man action working between Kurt Lohera and Art De La Cruz.
And who needs 3-point makes if you're able to make those actions through Art De La Cruz and make him the decision maker.
Cyrus Torres feeling it. Misses everything though. Tumalip will bring it into their front court. 23 to 17. Lohera has the smaller Lagrama on him, decides to go for the shot. That's all net para kay Kurt Lohera.
Well, this is really what Davao has been going on so far, looking for those mismatches, especially at the small league guards, being guarded by their guards being guarded by the smaller ones.
Lagrama missing from the outside. That was good challenge coming from Kurt Lohera. De La Cruz sees Agovida cutting on the left side, and Agovida able to make it happen.
Now, this has become the game of the lefties right here. Art De La Cruz, Kita Agovida, and Lohera, all those guys throwing the defense off and giving them different looks on how they attack offensively.
Coach Manu Inigo using that combination to help him bring his team back to within a single possession here as we take a look at our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max, not really the fastest of breaks para sa Davao, but they will take it. They're down by just 2 here. Keith Agavida was the top point man for Davao in that game against the Tatak Gel, scoring 8 of his 12 points in the second half, trying and bring his team back, but they just fell short in that fourth quarter where they were outscored 17-23. But here, though, in this game, Agavida has been able to make an impact already for his squad, scoring on his first basket in this game. But what's good for Davao is they're doing this without their all-star, Mac Talio.
That's right. And so far, medyo nagsimmer na ng konti yung game para dito sa Davao. But, you gotta keep on going here. Ang laking bagay rin na nakabalik na si Keith Agavida for them. And I feel that's one of the guys that's missing in those losses for Davao.
Agavida against Tamsi. That's a foul against the former FEU Tamarao.
There are actually very few players who have really good patient pivot, and one of them would be Keith Agavida. I mean, he just commands so much control inside the paint, never panicking on those attacks.
Tumalip. Oh. Agavida and Tamsi continue to go at it.
Well, both players are not going to shy away from that. Lalo na si Tamsi, the competitive drive in him, and as well as, I guess, Keith, because he's just come back to play this game.
Take a look at what happened there. There was the push from Tamsi, and then the retaliation coming from Agavida.
Ball on the top side, they were trying to get a high-low for Keith Agavida, which, to Davao's case, could be an advantage for Davao.
Our officials will take a look at it to decide if there should be anything called on the last sequence. Our referees for this game are crew chief Manuel Binono. Umpire 1 is Alvin Susonco. Umpire 2 is Jackson Mabanos. And the fourth man is Benjo Estroga. Wala pang 2 minuto, nakakalipas dito sa ating second quarter, and already a lot of action unfolding here between these two squads.
Yeah. Katulad nga sinabi natin kanina, magkakaroon ng points sa game na magkakaroon ng physicality dito, lalo na sa side ng Davao Tigers, because they have very forceful bigs inside. Like dito sa Huskers, medyo mas mobile na konti yung mga bigs nila.
Quezon trying to cement their hold on the top spot in the Southern Division.
Number 15, Keith Agavida is
while
first.
Davao is trying to move up into the top 4. It's a double foul against Tamsi and Agavida. Lander Cannon will check in para kay Al Francis Tamsi.
Yeah, and so now si Gab now switches on Keith Agavida. That's a better matchup, I guess, para dito sa Huskers.
Tumalip on top, Agavida attacks middle, fakes it, gets it up and in.
And Davao loves to run that little flex action on that baseline out of bounds, especially involving Keith Agavida.
8-0 run here. We're all tied up at 23. Mayor Mark Alcala goes to the right side. LJ Gonzalez with the rock. Gonzalez has a rangay on him. Gonzalez gets it to the teeth of the defense. Lander Cannon flips it up and then plus the foul.
Nakita mo yung patience ni Lander Cannon right there. After that drive middle, he really just stayed on that right side of the floor, kind of like curling under before that finish and the dish off by LJ to him. Actually, nagbigay pa ng space si RJ Minerva para makadrive itong si LJ.
But Cannon fails to complete the three-point play. Gabanal trying to get into good position for that offensive rebound. Unfortunately, it will go out of bounds in favor of the Tigers. Quezon back in the lead after that conversion by Lander Cannon. Coach Mike, that big man position has been in a lot of anxious moments this season for the Quezon Huskers, especially when Will Gozum went out with a season-ending injury.
Yes, I totally agree. That I guess is a little bit of challenge on the rotations para dito sa Quezon Huskers, and that's gonna matter lalo na in the playoffs because you have a lot of big mobile big men that you are gonna go up against. You're talking about the Will Macalone is the Balti Baltazars, let alone Flores for Pampanga even is a difficult cover. Oh, man.
Lander Cannon and Mark Sarangay getting into it. Art de la Cruz also trying to defend his teammate there. Let's look at what happened. There you see Cannon pointing to Sarangay, who was holding him at first. There's the elbow by Sarangay, and then the hit to counter for Lander Cannon. A referee stepping in as quickly as they could. I'm pretty sure this time there are going to be unsportsmanlike fouls being meted out.
And that definitely was above the shoulder. And we already saw that first hit. Kaya sabi natin kanina, magiging physical to, lalo na you try to soften up a little bit yung gitna ng Quezon Huskers.
And there you see Mark Sarangay, perhaps the only legitimate center on this Davao squad.
Right. And you're not surprised that this is happening because marami mga ibang games rin na involve sa physicality si Mark, and that's just really how he plays.
So malaking butas ang may iwan dito ni Mark Sarangay if he does find his way out of this game. That's something I'm sure Coach Manny Inigo doesn't want to happen, especially if that happens. That's going to be a suspension.
Unsportsmanlike foul on number 6, Mark Sarangay, his second foul.
Sarangay will be called for an unsportsmanlike foul. And we're showing it right here in the big screen, what happened in the last sequence. Davao saying na bumawi naman, so dapat sana meron ring tawag para kay Lander Cannon. Coach Mano Inigo was on the floor really trying to make a case for it.
You gotta watch it.
There's a warning now called on the Tigers for improper bench decorum.
Right now, hopefully things get sorted out, as a lot of the fans really want to watch a really beautiful basketball game between these two good clubs.
This is the beauty of playing at home. If you're Quezon, you have the whole Quezon Convention Center behind you.
At ito yung sa mga dahilan kung bakit pinagsusumikapan nila makakuha ng home court advantage, because the higher you are in there in the standings, the more home games that you have.
And for the Tigers, they've never hosted a home game yet this season. For them, if they do get that advantage, that's something that they will look forward to and will cherish in the postseason.
And siguro may kasama na ring frustration because, we talked about it. This is the fourth top team that they've played against. They've gone up against Nueva Ecija, Zamboanga, Binyan, and now they're going up against Quezon. And so it's tough.
A 5-second violation there against Mayor Mark Alcala. That's excellent defense on the inbound for the Tigers. There's still 7 minutes and 20 to play here in the second quarter. Sarangay has been kept in the game by Coach Manu Inigo. A lot of boos coming as soon as he held that basketball. Lohera, a little hesitation. He kicks it out here to Agovida. Agovida puts it up. Jumper no good. Banal will advance it here for the Huskers. Gab puts it up with the left. Not much resistance there on that shot.
Yun yung scoring na sinasabi mo, Javi, that somehow you feel at some point in time in the season, lalabas yan for Gab Banal if needed.
Because, Coach, I feel that there already has been an established...
Wow!
Yes, there's a foul right there on the shot attempt by Keith Agovida. RJ Minerva saying he got all ball. Tingnan ulit natin yun.
Pero grabe yung ball fake na yun, no?
It definitely looked like it was all ball.
Right.
And here you see Coach Gabanal crossover to the left side, leading in for those 2 points. I feel that Quezon has already established the fact that they do have guys like Judel Fuentes, LJ Gonzalez to score the basketball. So, which now brings us to the fact that, as that free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas, which now brings us to the fact that most teams will now be scouting them and trying to prevent their production. And so now Gabanal has to take off some attention off of them by scoring himself.
That's right, and be an available scorer. Not that they have a shortage of scorers, but to be an additional option if needed.
And alam naman natin how Gabanal has been
There
able
you go.
to flourish as a scorer here in the league, being a former MVP when he was still playing for the Bacoor City Strikers. There you see Quezon team manager Attorney Don Rico Capunan. Good to see him back supporting his Huskers. Lalata puts the ball on the deck. Stripped there almost by the Quezon defense. It was off his knee. That's going to go to the Huskers.
Now, in so far as schemes, that flex action they run on the 3 side of the floor, as we see this floater here by Gab Banal, beautifully finished. That so far hasn't worked. Oh, and Gab, another shot. He's active offensively.
The Huskers keep it alive. Gonzalez has 8 seconds to work with. Gonzalez out to Banal, top of the circle, 3. That's off to the right. Could have been big. Gonzalez lays in with a left hand to the delight of everybody here at the Quezon Convention Center. Coach Manu Inigo will be calling a timeout here. His Tigers are down by 9 points as we near the halfway point of this second quarter. 5 minutes and 28 seconds to be exact remaining on the game clock here in the first half. The miss by Gabanal. Opiso beats Ighalo to it. He saves it to Gonzalez using his athleticism there. LJ finishing with the left hand.
And everything really started with the second guy defending and coming in, and that's when they start to distribute that ball the other way, and keeping that live turnover allows them that scramble defense.
We'll take a short break. Gabanal had 9 of his 11 points in the second half against the Muntinlupa Cagers. It was a double-double for him with 10 rebounds. He had 4 assists and 3 steals as well. Tonight, Gabanal has tried to continue his aggressiveness on the offensive end of the basketball. He has 6 points in this game plus 6 rebounds.
Yeah, roughly about 45% shooter from the perimeter and a 39% three-point shooter. Again, very able scorer and shooter from the outside.
He has helped the Huskers establish this 9-point lead. Talio goes for the 3 early in the shot clock.
I guess that's the first time we've seen that 1-3-1 of Quezon. Look at Gab right now, starting to break down that defense.
Gonzalez back out to Gab. A little miscommunication between the two Huskers.
Yeah, a little shake action right there on that middle ball screen. As that ball goes downhill, that guy replaces on the top, which happens to be Gabanal, but unfortunately didn't get to that ball.
Now the 3-headed snake that is LJ Gonzalez, Gabanal, and Jodel Fuentes have been reformed here on the floor for the Huskers. Talio trying to break down RJ Minerva. That shot no good. Lalata, offensive rebound. Drop pass inside. Ighalo couldn't control it. Banal all the way. Masyado malakas. Tawid tayo sa kabila. Ighalo blocked from behind by LJ Gonzalez. No foul. That was a clean block by the former FEU Tamaraw.
Well, much as we always mentioned about the offensive scheme of Quezon Huskers, you cannot deny that defensively they've got everything covered. And the guy's not giving up, even in open floors. You see that LJ race to that attempt by Ighalo.
Rodel Gravera has now checked in for Coach Eric Gonzalez. Talio locks and loads, missing everything there. 3-point shooting for Davao has been atrocious in this first half. 0 out of 5 from the outside.
And that's already a plus 15-point differential on the three-point area in favor of the Quezon Huskers. And I'm sure they're not done yet because they've got a lot of shooters just like this one.
LJ Gonzalez was left wide open, but he fails to hit it from the outside.
30 times you'll see the Quezon Huskers on the average attempt threes, and 10 of those they'll make. And today's not going to be any different.
Ighalo gets it off the spin. Difficult shot right there, but he makes it work.
Yeah, able to elude that defense, let it fly by, and finish off with that one-hander in the middle.
Gravera looking at LJ Gonzalez. He hands it off. Arana gives him space here. Gonzalez will fire. Ball is gathered by Gab Banal, and he kisses it off the glass. A chance for 3 points the old-fashioned way para dito kay Gab Banal.
Needless to say, Gab Banal has been that one guy in the shaded area that's provided that good lift for the Quezon Huskers. I mean, just going after loose balls and claiming it and having the presence of mind to attack since he's that close.
A near double-double already here in the first half para kay Gab Banal. 8 points, 8 rebounds, plus a couple of steals for the former league MVP. Banal now with 9, completing that three-point play.
How deep are these Huskers in terms of three-point shooters? I mean, Nino, Judel, and Torres right here on the floor at the same time. This team is deep.
Ighalo hands it off to Mactalio. Two-man game. They go to Arana. Arana, runner in the middle. No good. He taps it to Ighalo. Ighalo goes up strong against Rodel Gravera. That's going to be a foul against him.
And that's just Kenneth not giving up on the play. Staying inside the shaded area, waiting for that opportunity to claim that rebound.
Ighalo is featured here in our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. He has made a living out of giving the teams he plays for what they need.
Right. At saka, you know, playing the role to the hilt. And yung last move na niya na yun, ganda ng misdirection. Went right and then finished middle.
2 misses there para kay Ken Ighalo. 36-26. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first half.
A little 1-2-2 here for Davao.
Fuentes back to Ibanez. Torres back to Nino. Ibanez has to take this. Launched right in time. And that's no good. Talio picks up his dribble. Leaves it for Lalata. Chris. Two-pointer no good. Arana keeps it alive. Arana gets the smaller Ibanez. And Dave will let that sail out of bounds. It will be same ball. 9 seconds on their shot clock.
Good dig right there by Nino and Ibanez, allowing his teammates to try and recover defensively.
Talio with the shot clock winding down. He has to make a decision here. Ighalo has to launch. He was not aware of the shot clock there. Quite uncharacteristic for a veteran like Ken Ighalo.
Yeah, Ken was not even looking at the clock. Didn't know the time was going to sound out on them. Pero grabe rin yung yung effort kasi defensively nitong Quezon Huskers. It's not easy for Davao to come up with a score. And so they bring in Baxibon Custodio.
Davao staying with his zone. Torres swings it to the left side. Fuentes gets a brush screen from Gravera. They go back to the right corner. Ibanez to Judel. Fuentes, di na masyado binaba. That was short. Torres gets the offensive rebound. Fuentes,
He can take it from there.
thinking of launching, instead goes to Ibanez. Back to Judel. A little ping pong between him and Nino, and Fuentes will score.
Coaches would always tell you, you pass that ball laterally, dig it deep inside and kick it out, you're going to generate closeouts. And those closeouts are going to leave open guys, which happens to be Judel Fuentes in that case.
Custodio was denied by Gravera. Second effort by Ighalo was no good as well.
Oh,
Fuentes,
no.
stop and pop. Yes,
no.
sir. 6 straight points para kay Jodel Fuentes. 17 markers in the game for the former Sunwon Knight and Zamboanga player.
34% three-point shooter with the art of beautiful release. One of the sweetest looking jumpers you see here in the MPBL.
Jodel Fuentes has only played 8 minutes in this game, and yet he leads all scorers with 17 markers, helping his team to the 16-point advantage, 42-26, a minute and 18 remaining in the first half. Shots of the crowd inside the Quezon Convention Center. It's a full house here, almost no seat empty dito sa ating venue as the Huskers defend their home floor against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Jodel Fuentes already with 17 points. He's only played close to 9 minutes in this game. Tigers, after the timeout, will try to score the basketball here. They need a bucket. Lalata fails to give them one. Ibanez quickly into their front court. Ibanez no looks to Opiso. Lalata challenging him for control of that basketball. It's gonna go to the Tigers. Opiso trying to say that he was pushed.
Right.
But our referees will not oblige. There's gonna be a challenge, for Coach Eric Gonzalez.
That's right. Because they feel that Opiso had the ball and got shoved out of the way. Therefore ending that ball on a baseline outside.
42-26 is the count. Under a minute to play, 57 seconds to be exact. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
It is a successful challenge for Coach Eric Gonzalez and the Quezon Huskers, and so the call will be reversed. Take a look at this. Initially, it was called Davao basketball. Then here on the replay, really does show that Lata had the last touch on the rock. Baseline throw in here. Fuentes will trigger into Ibanez. Fuentes gets it back, lets it fly, almost but not quite. Opiso taps it to Ibanez. Another crack at it here for the Huskers. Torres gets the high looper of a pass. The Huskers once again exhibiting beautiful ball movement here. Gravera puts it up and in. That's behind the line. A 4-point play opportunity for Rodel Gravera.
And that's even with a defense just standing up right in front. Look at that shot.
Gravera had lost it momentarily, regained control, stayed with it, and somehow, someway was able to put it in.
Wow.
Gravera completes a rare 4-point play opportunity.
In a game, I said this earlier, in a game, yung Quezon Huskers normally would attempt 30 times and make 10 out of it in a game. Right now, they're at 23 attempts and we're only in the first half.
And they have 8 conversions, while Davao has yet to connect from the outside. That increases the woes para dito sa Davao Occidental Tigers.
Yeah.
Even their most capable of shooters have not yet connected from the outside. Last shot time here para sa Quezon. Ibanez to Fuentes. Fuentes rattles home a 3. 3 seconds remaining here. It looks like the Tigers won't even attempt to heave a shot from the backcourt. What a showing offensively here in the first half para dito sa Quezon Huskers. They have been clicking from all cylinders, especially Jodel Fuentes.
And you see that secondary defender being drawn in. Bonbon Custodio tried to close out, but he's definitely a second late against that jumper by Jodel in the corner.
20 points in the game for Jodel Fuentes. 3-pointer, number 9 para sa Quezon Huskers. And more importantly, they lead by 23 here against the Davao Occidental Tigers, 49-26. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Back here at the Quezon Convention Center for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Andrea Endiso, and right now we will be having our halftime interview together with assistant coach Jeric Teng of the Quezon Huskers and of course Sir Arvin Bonleon, the team manager of the Davao Occidental Tigers. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me here at the half. Unahin ko na munang kausapin si Sir Arvin. Sir Arvin, Davao is still a strong and a contending team. You are still in the playoffs, but the losing streak needs to stop. Because malapit na nga po ang ating playoffs and you need to build that momentum. Paano niyo po ba yun gagawin?
Yes, good evening everyone. Kami yung mga ibang players na may mga injuries kaya inaalalayan namin yung playing time nila. Pero yung regarding sa playoffs, kailangan talaga manalo yung last 3 games namin para maputi yung losing streak namin para pagpasok ng playoff may panalo kami. Yun lang.
Well, that is so sad to hear. Sana nga po gumaling na agad ang inyong mga players. Meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan, Sir Arvin?
Of course, binabati ko ang aming mga boss, Bautista family, ang buong Davao Occidental, Davao Region, Davao City at family ko sa Davao. Thank you. And Coco Life.
Alright, thank you so much. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kanan. Assistant Coach Jeric Teng. Sir, start ng second quarter, dikit pa yung laban. Pero along the way, you managed to balloon this lead into that big. Paano nyo po ba nagawa yun at paano nyo naalagaan in the second half?
I think crucial yung part na we were able to make stops and we were able to get those rebounds that led into transition. And ang ganda ng pasahan ng mga players. They really enjoyed sharing the ball and we were able to make a lot of open shots.
And I'm sure may gusto po kayong sabihin sa napaka-supportive at napaka-energetic na crowd dito sa Quezon Convention Center. Go ahead.
Siyempre, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po on behalf of our team for always being here to support us. Grabe, every home game, sobrang puno-puno. Lahat very excited to watch the game. So maraming salamat po sa inyo. And siyempre po, pinapasalamatan po namin ang aming mga bosses. Si Governor Dr. Helen Tan, si Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, si Doc Kim, si Dr. Kate, si Boss RD, siyempre yung owner din namin si Mayor Ralph Lim, at aming very supportive at very hands-on si Attorney Don Kapunan for always making sure that lahat ng pangangailangan ng team namin ay nabibigay. And siyempre po, mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka, Quezon, tuloy-tuloy lang supportahan yung team natin ng Quezon Huskers.
Alright, thank you so much and more action continues sa pagbabalik ng MPBL.
Welcome back to this game between the Quezon Huskers and the Davao Occidental Tigers. The score is 49-26 at halftime. Davao Occidental Tigers were off to a good start, led by the Bonfire Bonbon Custodio, but then the Quezon Huskers gained life with their three-point shooting in this game. Or live here from the Quezon Convention Center, Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. Coach Mike, what do you have to say about that first half?
Well, let's get past the efficiencies on the field goals in favor for Quezon. Just look at the three-pointer made. That's a 9-0. That's a plus 27 already on point production in favor of Quezon. And they're not just doing it offensively, they're playing defense. They forced 8 turnovers on Davao and got 14 points out of it. And, you know, a lot of effort as well. Plus 14 on second chance points. So it's not like, you know, they're just standing around. They're actually working things out on the floor. Therefore, they have this much lead.
But Coach, the interesting part here is they are ahead in second chance points. Pero sa rebounding, tabla lang naman sila.
Correct.
23 apiece. Which means that Davao has just really not been capitalizing and converting on their opportunities. And behind pa nga sila sa kanilang attempts.
That's right. I mean, you can make a case yung offensive rebound plus 1 lang ang Quezon Huskers there. So, you know, something could have gone for Davao as well in that department.
Custodio and Lohera leading the way for the Tigers with 6 apiece. Agovida and Lalata round up the leading scorers for the Davao Occidental Tigers. On the other side, to Del Fuentes with 20 points in this game in just 9 minutes and 56 seconds of gameplay. Gabanal is behind with 9. Gonzalez and Lander Cannon combining for 10 points.
And idagdag pa natin dyan, 7 out of 9 shooting para dito kay Judel Fuentes. 75% from 3.
Wow. 6 out of 8 to be exact para dito kay Judel Fuentes. It was his show in the first half. Let's see if that will be the same here in the third and fourth quarters. Quezon has Pampanga up next on September 14. That's going to be at the Brenzigiao Convention Center. A week after that, they'll be facing the Marikina Shoemasters. And after that, it's going to be the South Cotabato Warriors.
Oh, that Pampanga game, I'm sure a lot are looking forward to that game also with Quezon.
RJ Minerva beginning things here in the third quarter with former MVP Gab Banal, Mayor Mark Alcala, and Al Francis Tamsi, the same starting 5 they had in the first quarter. Kurt Lohera continuing from where he left off in the first 2 quarters, getting the first basket of the second half here for the Tigers.
Yeah, to my recall, the last time there was a good run para dito sa Davao when they had those 3 left-handed players. Now you insert another one in JK. There's 4 of them already. So we'll see how this plays out. Because interestingly, dun sila nakascore ng maganda kanina. No? Flex action, middle ball screen with the left-handed players that we just mentioned.
Lohera could not complete the 3-point play. Quezon still up by 21. Gonzalez directing traffic here. Tamsi off the screen from RJ Minerva. Minerva able to get to the offensive rebound. Baila disrupting the pass. It will stay with the Huskers with 11 to shoot.
Well, aside from claiming the defensive rebound, better defense here, at least for the early goings para dito sa Davao Tigers. Getting deflections and talking defensively.
Alcala able to get inside, no go, but RJ Minerva's putback will work para sa Quezon.
And really just mobile bigs are difficult to be boxing out, especially if they move a lot.
51-28. It will take a lot of effort here for Davao Occidental to trim this gap. Baila short on that elbow jumper. A run out by Minerva, met by a few white shirts inside. Banal will take his time, hands it off to Alcala. Gab gets it back. Backing in, Gab Banal. Kick out to LJ Gonzalez. That's 3 seconds on Gab Banal. LJ should have shot it, Gab Banal was saying.
Yeah. I don't know, even the coaching staff are saying you should have taken that, but a little bit too unselfish, I guess. Pero that's what they wanted kasi they want to generate closeout, and so though they move that ball around once they see that closeout. So eventually that defense is gonna be late.
Well, at least, Coach, if you're Coach Eric Gonzalez, ngayon nakikita mo na talagang gumagalaw na yung bola. It doesn't just rely on LJ creating situations and making plays happen for their squad.
Yeah, tsaka kung yung bola is not sticking, it, makes the game fun for everyone because you're involving a lot of people and people are moving pieces in different spots on the floor.
Because in that game against Nueva Ecija, which happened also here at the Quezon Convention Center, they were able to keep up with Nueva Ecija almost throughout the whole first half. LJ Gonzalez was the one keeping them afloat. But the problem is, in the second half, nung di na pumapasok yung mga tira niyan, you saw the fatigue setting in. Hindi na talaga makasabay yung Quezon.
Yeah. And iba talaga if you're getting a lot of people, more, both ends of the floor. And to your point, being Gabanal one of them, it just brings a different dimension altogether to any team in that matter.
Agovida got it off in time. That's no good. Sandagon gets the rebound there para sa Quezon. Gabanal onto the left side. Gonzalez gets a step on the defense. I think that was supposed to be a lob for Sandagon.
Right.
Lohera short on the finger roll. He crashes into the baseline. Banal on the other side. Alcala dribble in. Tried to leave it for RJ Minerva, but it will be tapped out of bounds still for the Quezon Huskers.
But credit to Davao, trying to get back defensively, understanding na atake even on a live turnover. So you have to be available there and challenge those shots.
Gonzalez, it's his time. LJ. Jumper from 18 is money para kay LJ Gonzalez.
Well, you never go under on a two-man middle ball screen with LJ Gonzalez. He's gonna make you pay.
De La Cruz from the outside, no good. Rebound taken by Mayor Mark Alcala. Forward they go to Gabanal. Lob inside Minerva, one fake. He's fouled there by J.K. Casino.
Yeah. So one thing you notice about the Quezon Huskers, every time that ball is advanced, the guy who catches it looks up to see if there's a teammate that's filling an open spot on the floor. And that time around, very unselfish. Gab could have taken it, but he found RJ crashing the middle.
Minerva will be taking 2 free throws here. Quezon is 4 out of 5 from the charity stripe. RJ Minerva averaging 5.2 points per game this season, but only a 55.6% free throw shooter this year. Let's now go to Miss Andrea Indicio.
At the half, Davao settled the number one thing disrupting their focus right now at yun na yung kanilang emotions. Nabanggit nga ni Coach Mano Inigo, the commotion caused the heightened feelings na dalawang bagay lang naman daw ang nagiging resulta. It could add to your game or be your downfall. One of their leaders, Art De La Cruz, voiced out that they need to stay together. Again, this is the beauty and challenge of the home and away setup, and being the away team, sabi niya they have to rise up to this challenge and use this experience lalo na in the playoffs. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Well, now they still have yet to climb out of that hole as they're facing a 26-point disadvantage here against the Huskers. They need a big run here to try and stem the tide.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Manu, you like that your key player in Art De La Cruz is being vocal about it, understanding that, home and away to, nandito tayo bumibisita. We have to keep our composure and stay the course of how we plan to approach this game. We got to stay together. That's just what a leader is, and you have to really be respecting the kind of leader that Art De La Cruz has been to this Davao Tigers team.
And sinasabi na nga natin, Coach, diba, pag pikon talo, mas lalo na dito if you're playing away.
Oh, yes. And lalo na yung hirap ka to generate anything right now because for the most part, it's really been more Huskers.
Lohera has struggled from the free throw line. That was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Sandagon loses it as he leaned in to try and generate some separation against Keith Agovida. De La Cruz, quick attack. There's a block against Mayor Mark Alcala.
And Mayor Mark, to my perspective, had the right thing in mind to try and get to that spot on the right side of the floor ahead of Art, but referee sees otherwise. And basketball again. I've said it a lot of times. It's about chasing space. The guy who gets to that first space usually is the one that claims it.
First free throw for De La Cruz is good. Art only with 4 points in this game so far to go with his 5 rebounds and 5 assists. De La Cruz is 1 out of 2. The free throws for Davao have been a problem in this game. 5 out of 12 from that area.
Tsaka si Art, normally mga 80% free throw shooter yan. So expect him to make most of his free throws. Good pass.
Sandagon finds Gabanal underneath for the easy score.
There were 3 big men underneath that passed that ball around. And that just really found whoever the guy that's least guarded is.
Gabanal now with a double-double of 11 points and 13 rebounds. And the MVP coming to play once again tonight here at the Quezon Convention Center after an 11-point performance as well against the Muntinlupa Cagers in their last match. This is our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki.
Ang pasahan talaga very contagious, no? Lalo na, you know, in the culture of a team, you keep sharing that rock. Just like what Coach Tex Winter told Michael Jordan when he was doing the triangle offense. That ball is a spotlight. If you just keep it on you, you'll be the only one shining. So you got to share that ball so everyone else enjoys the light.
And that's a good way to put it when you're playing a team sport.
All right.
You need the other guys to share the spotlight with you if you're going to gain success in whatever sport you play. If it's a team sport, you really need your teammates to be with you.
Pin down, little high-low, didn't go.
Gonzalez, step back three-pointer, no good. Cannon taps it to himself. Gonzalez gets a pass to Alcala. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Agovida tries to track it down. Instead, Gonzalez gets to it. Opiso missing on that baseline jumper. There's a foul on the rebound play against Quezon.
Two really good guys playing their role in Gabanal and Art De La Cruz getting involved in that last action.
Banal will be called for that personal foul. That's his second in the game. Quezon will be called for a warning for proper bench decorum. Multiple substitutions here for Coach Eric Gonzalez. Fuentes, Torres, and Ibanez coming back into the game para kay LJ, Gab, and Mayor Mark.
Alam mo kung sinong team ang pinaka-close, I guess, sa how Quezon is built? I guess it's San Juan. You know, the three-point shooters and the mobile bigs. I guess an advantage lang ng San Juan is that they have OG big men in Reynel Hugnatan, in Tahonera. You know, dito kasi parang mga new age bigs na, that run the floor and not so much of the post up.
And that's why there are certain situations wherein talagang nararattle pa sila sa mga physicality na binabato sa kanila. Na mga kabilang kupunan as Fuentes continues his fine showing in this game with another three-point shot. Chutel Fuentes with 23 points, just like that.
He got 20 in the first half alone.
De La Cruz gets it to Tumalip. Shots have to fall now for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Opiso, easy 2 points.
The Quezon Huskers is one team that you cannot afford to be inefficient from the field. Because if you don't shoot that well and they claim those rebounds, they're gonna run at you.
Especially these long misses that they've been having from three. 9 misses from the outside with no conversions for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Keith Agovida trying to get to work here para sa kanilang upunan, getting the foul against Lander Cannon.
And right there, medyo na late si Lander doon. He was thinking that Keith was gonna go middle, so he had to wait. Once he realized he was going baseline, huli na.
Agovida with 9 points in the game could not complete the three-point play. The ball gets out to Mac Talio. Talio could not convert on the jumper. He's still scoreless in this game. The Tigers with another crack at it. De La Cruz to Tumalip. lets it fly and knocks it down. And it's Tumalip brings Davao to within 23 again.
And the first three-pointer after, what, 10 attempts? Para dito sa Tigers. This is a good one here.
1 out of 10. Tama ka dyan, Coach. Ibanez loses it. That's a foul, though, against Art de la Cruz.
Now on number 18, Art de la Cruz.
Take a look at this three-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Their only three-point shot of the game so far from Davao Occidental Tigers, but they're hoping that it would not be the last.
Actually, they have to make those threes para makapag-generate sila ng mga closeout so that yung mga drivers nila can actually create inside, because otherwise, everybody's just gonna camp on the paint.
Piso. That shot well challenged by De La Cruz, but Quezon gets it back. I'll try to use the full length of their 14 here. Ibanez has Ighalo on him. Cannon on the roll. Cannon with the 2 points. What about Lander Cannon playing quality minutes off the bench?
Right. It really matters how you set up that step-up screen. And you have that entire length of the floor downhill all to yourself, and really good locate there on that pass.
Art de la Cruz able to get Davao their second three-point shot of the game. 9 points para kay Art.
Yeah, now if they continue to make these threes, speaking of the Tigers, it will do the same things that it's done for Quezon. Generate closeouts and open up the floor.
Ibanez lobs it to Lander Cannon. He has a mismatch on him with Tumalip, but Sarangay decides to help. Piso with the offensive rebound. Ibanez trying to look for a teammate. Fuentes with it. Shot clock at 6. Jodel puts the ball on the deck, trying to fake out Talio. They move the ball around. 1 second on the shot clock. That's going to be a violation against the Huskers.
And they're trying to make a case na tumama muna sa ring bago nag-expire yung buzzer. The referee says otherwise. So good defense again by Davao. They just got to convert the other end.
Talio still could not get things going. 2 minutes and change ang natitira dito sa ating third quarter. Coach Eric Gonzalez signaling horns para dito kay Nino. Fuentes will be the other guy.
This will be a pin down flare for Jodel if he uses the screen.
But Ibanez decides to take it for himself. Piso, another offensive rebound. Stolen though by Mactalio. Ighalo decelerates, reverse is good.
A beautiful finish right there by Kenneth.
Only points 3 and 4 there para kay Ken Ighalo, the two best friends working well on that fast break.
Oh, wow.
Fuentes snaking his way through the defense. Piso grabs yet another offensive rebound, but steps on the baseline.
Wow, and that's 7 offensive rebounds already for Opiso. I mean, that guy hasn't scored so much. He's only got 2 points. Pero yung rebounds, grabe yung binibigay na additional possessions para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
In terms of second chance points, it's 22-7. Topping Lagrama will come back into the game para kay Nino Ibanez. Let's see how this combination will work defensively para sa Quezon. Mactalio has a smaller guy on him. Tumalip looking inside to Ighalo. Good denial by Torres. Talio cuts inside. Pinoy step into the lane. That's good para kay Mactalio. Finally, a basket.
Yeah, that's just skill right there. Sariling sikap yun. Nakita mo naman may help side pero dinaanan lang niya through footwork and creativity. This is the flare that we were talking about earlier.
Oh my goodness!
That's the horns flare that I was mentioning earlier. Remember when Nino Ibanez took that shot? That's the exact same play. Every time you see Jodel Fuentes involved in a horns play on that elbow side, you do expect that's going to be a flare or a little pin down for Jodel.
What will it take to stop Jodel Fuentes in this game? It has been his show dito sa ating laro. 26 points, a chance for one more at the free throw line, and completes the rare 4-point lay opportunity and restores order back to the Huskers. They're back up by 22, 67 to 45 after the Tigers threatened with a mini run.
You know, a scorer is really elite if he can move without the ball, catch and shoot off a standstill, and make threes despite being heavily defended. You know you got an elite scorer right there.
Lalata decides to go for the pass at the last moment. He was fouled. Pero penalty na rin dito ang Quezon.
Yeah, right.
So it's still going to be 2 free throws for Chris Lalata.
Pero ang laki ng disparity half ng offensive rebound. It's 18 versus 10 and in favor of the Quezon Huskers. And so you're not surprised with this plus 17 possession and attempts para dito sa Quezon Huskers because they generate these offensive rebounds that allow them more attempts.
Well, aside from allowing those second chance opportunities, Davao has missed 10 free throws in this game.
Yes, agree.
Lata makes it 67 to 46. 25 seconds remaining here in the third. Lagrama being defended by Ighalo.
Again, same play.
Arana switches out on him.
Same play.
Fuentes from the outside. Staggering. Showing from the outside by Judel Fuentes. Talio to answer. No good. 5 seconds still on the clock. Gravera to Fuentes. That's going to do it for our third quarter. With Judel Fuentes chasing his season high this year. It was against the Rizal Golden Coolers where he scored 33 points. He's up to 30 in this game as we bring you our highlights of the game, brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Well, they started off really good with those lefty combos, but then again, when the inefficiencies on the field started coming in, the baskets started falling para dito sa Huskers.
And the score is 70 to 46, greatly in favor of the home squad. Our end of the third quarter score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Quezon faithful certainly enjoying their home squad has been showing here against the Davao Occidental Tigers. There you see Quezon team manager attorney Don Rico Capunan. I'm sure he's very happy with the way his team has come out here. Hardly an empty seat in the house here at the Quezon Convention Center. We welcome you to the fourth quarter of this one. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Indicio. The MPBL is live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53, the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on the MPBL Facebook and YouTube pages. Quarter scoring on your screens. Quezon turning things around in the second half of that third quarter, Coach, to win that third period 21-20.
Yeah, pero maganda yung pinakita rin offensively ng Davao. It's just that, you know, those shots falling have really been difficult. And ang laki na ng advantage rin kasi ng, ng Quezon.
Lagrama saw that the shot clock was winding down, had to put it up. Only hit the board there. Talio, a couple of in-and-out dribbles to the corner. They go. Ighalo fires and scores.
Kenneth so far is this is the third guy who scored a three-pointer in this game para dito sa Davao Tigers. And again, nobody consistently hitting those shots from outside.
Yeah, the previous two guys were T.H. Tamalip and Art de la Cruz. Ighalo will go for 5 straight points here.
And you just love the fight in these Davao Tigers. There's just no give up. They're down right now, but you know, little runs defensively could, change the course of this game.
These are veterans, hardened by years of experience.
Right.
Fuentes, who has put on a show in this game, fouled before he even made the pass. That's going to go against Chris Lalata. Lalata picks up his first personal foul. Gravera will come out in favor of Simon Sandagon.
And the recognition of, nakahita ko ng 3 points kanina, ngayon i-variate naman natin, atake naman ako sa loob para dito kay Jodel. Good pass inside, though.
High-low between Sandagon and Minerva, but RJ could not complete it. Another crack at it here for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Ighalo, can he get another one? Yes, sir! 8 straight points para kay Ken Ighalo. A personal 8-0 run here para sa Davao Occidental Tigers galing kay Kenneth Ighalo.
This is a good run for that Tigers. Slowly, unti-unti, try and chip away at that deficit.
The lead was as high as 29 points in this game, but Ken Ighalo scoring 8 straight here at the start of our payoff period. The lead is now just 16, 8 minutes and 14 remaining in this game. Kenneth Ighalo was one of the double-digit scorers for Davao against Biñan, along with Keith Agavida. He had 12 points on 5 out of 10 shooting. He was 2 out of 4 from downtown, plus a couple of boards. But tonight, Kenneth Ighalo has helped this Davao team resurrect back to life. Still down by 16, but still you'd like this compared to being down by as much as 29.
That is right. And kung ikaw si Kenneth, you wanna ride a hot hand, and I gotta continue with that. 8-0 run here for Davao.
All of those 8 points coming from Kenneth Ighalo alone. Agavida makes sure that Davao gets possession, but he throws it away to the hot hand of Quezon in this game, Jodel Fuentes. Fuentes with 30 points in the game, trying to add more to that, but decides to make a pass to Minerva. Good ball denied by Salubre on Fuentes. Banal was stripped by Mactalio. Mactalio saying he got all ball.
Right. He's that confident to say that he's got all ball.
And there you see Coach Mano Inigo obliging with that request from his star guard.
And yung kay Jodel Fuentes right now, you see him putting the ball on the floor and trying to attack. That really is because he's made shots from the outside.
We'll take a short break here. The result of the challenge in just a bit.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul. Ball possession stays with Quezon Huskers.
Successful challenge for Coach Mano Inigo and the Davao Occidental Tigers. Here you see Mactalio trying to defend Gab Banal near the basket. It was a clean swipe for Talio. And upon review, our referee is saying that there indeed was no foul. But Quezon will keep possession. Gonzalez sets up Fuentes off the pin down. Jodel, that's definitely a foul.
Yeah. Well, by momentum na napuli in dun si Mac. And I guess any defender for that matter, you're gonna be pulled in like a magnet to Jodel because he's been making shots, and that brings a lot of gravity to how much of defense you're gonna play on Jodel.
Fuentes now at 31 points in this game. His season high was 33 against Rizal. 1 out of 2 para kay Fuentes. Talio to Chris Lalata. LJ Gonzalez on him. Igalo puts it up, no good. Agovida keeps it alive. Keith backing down Jason Opiso. Agovida puts it up off the glass and in.
And so far, that's where, outside of Kenneth Igalo, where the successes come from offensively. It's Keith Agovida able to score inside.
71-56, tight pass there, picked off by the Davao defense. Salubre off to Agovida, almost threw it away there. Talking about the Tigers, they have to be careful here if they want to make a run. Talio launches and knocks it down.
Now you like the swag right now of the Tigers team. They're down only 12 with an opportunity to bring in a little bit closer against the Huskers.
They have silenced the crowd inside the Quezon Convention Center. Fuentes with the hesitation dribble could not make it work. Salubre has Lalata running the floor. Chris Lalata will get the basket plus the foul.
This fourth quarter, this momentum somehow has swung a little bit, skewed to the side of the Davao Tigers. And again, efficiencies on both ends of the floor, getting stops and getting baskets.
Salubre, the homegrown, is on the floor mainly for defensive purposes. But that play, he made that happen, making a pass to Chris Lalata, who finishes and gets the foul. He completes the three-point play opportunity. More importantly, this lead of Quezon is down to just 9 points. 71-62, 16-1 ang ating scoring dito sa ating fourth quarter so far. 4 minutes almost have gone by here in the payoff period.
And the Huskers only score from Judel's free throw.
Banal working against Ken Ighalo. Ibanez from the outside. The drought continues from the field for Quezon. Talio leaking out. And Talio will finish the 2 points.
Again, staying the course. You know, just keep chipping away. You're done offensively. Now go back and defend the other way. Got to get another stop and run if you have to.
Talio was scoreless all of the first half. He has 7 here in the payoff period. Ibanez hands it off to Opiso. Could not drill a three-pointer home.
One thing they've successfully done is to prevent any clear three-point attempts for the Huskers.
De La Cruz throws it away. Ibanez falls down. Some pressure in the backcourt, but Quezon able to take it across. Opiso near the elbow, in and out. A lot of access moments here from the crowd.
Right, and everybody up on their feet.
Salubre from downtown. What a conversion coming from the homegrown Janser Salubre.
And we talked about the 3 points being a difference maker in this game. The amount of threes that they made, the ball movement right there, corner three pocket on its way.
Extra pass, Ken Ighalo to Janser Salubre. Hand in the face, no problem. That's bullseye para kay Janser Salubre. This lead down to just 4 points, 71-67. Let's get an update on our player matchup for this evening. De La Cruz and Gab Banal. Actually, Banal already has, he has 9 points in this game, but 14 rebounds, while De La Cruz has 9 and 8 plus 8 assists.
Right. And you know, again, both very multi-dimensional players contributing differently to their respective teams in this game.
Fourth quarter field goal story on your screen. 8 out of 10 for the Tigers. Quezon 0 out of 7. Banal almost lost it to De La Cruz. No foul called. Ayan, pumito na nga.
Yeah.
Hindi lang talaga natin narinig.
Right. He actually put up his fist to signal a foul. At hindi masyado narinig yung pagkakapito. Sa ingay na rin siguro dito sa loob ng gym.
The people behind us
Are pretty loud.
pretty loud indeed. I can barely hear myself in Coach Mike right now. Gonzalez isolated against Talio. De La Cruz coming on over to help. Banal hands it off to Torres. Cyrus for 3. No good. That's a pull from behind coming from Sandagon. Very obvious from there.
Well, good positioning too by Chris Lalata. He prevented Simon from claiming any rebounding spot. Able to box him out and over the back.
That's Sandagon's 4th personal in this game. The South All-Star hasn't been an impactful player in this game para sa Quezon Huskers.
Now the Tigers can spread the floor because they're making their threes. Here we go.
Talio, a quick trigger coming from him. Lalata was trying to get that offensive rebound, but it seems there was a push on Salubre by Judel Fuentes. No, it's going to go against RJ Minerva, trying to block out Chris Lalata. Press 14 on the shot clock here para sa Davao. De La Cruz hands it off to Talio.
Wow.
Back to Art. De La Cruz recovers, puts it in. 71 to 69, 11 in the game para kay Art.
On that drop pass, Alvin, on the two side, you have Art De La Cruz and Salubre the other way. Either way, potentially, pwedeng umiscore.
Quezon has broken their scoreless drought. They were scoreless for exactly 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Gonzalez getting his 10th point of the game. Attorney Kapunan is now up from his chair.
That's the first field goal, right?
In this quarter, yes. Para sa Quezon, Lalata, access denied by RJ Minerva.
Medyo nag-fumble lang ng konti doon si Chris. He already had that lane, but that fumble delayed him. And able to have that RJ Minerva block come in to stop what could have been an easy basket for the Tigers.
Ighalo lobs it into Minerva, and this time RJ commits the foul to prevent an easy basket for Chris Lalata. Minerva with his 3rd personal in this game. Quezon also... No, they have their 14th foul already, so one more foul, they'll already be in the penalty. Talio out to Lalata. De La Cruz to the right side. Ighalo makes the drive to the baseline. Now the Huskers are in the penalty.
Yep.
Number 14, Cyrus Torres, penalty.
It sure feels like that they were actually racing to a penalty situation because they understand 3 minutes and 30, that's a lot of time, so you can attack them defensively once you get into the shaded area.
Ken Ighalo was responsible for that run at the start of the 4th quarter. He scored 8 quick points at the start of the payoff period to help spark the rally for the Davao Occidental Tigers. From a high of 29 points, this lead has been cut down to just 3 right now, and Ighalo has a chance to break it to within 2. There you go. He does 73 to 71. 14 points in the game for the former Mapua Cardinal. By the way, we'd like to greet a happy birthday to our colleague, Migs Gomez, and also happy birthday to Mr. Jao Arsenas from your son, Mr. Maui Perez.
Yep. From Maui.
There's a foul against Johnson Salubre.
Number 30, John Salubre, that's his
First person na laban sa kanya. He has been tasked to try and slow down Judel Fuentes here in the second half.
3 free throws for Judel Fuentes.
At that time, committing the personal foul to give Fuentes 3 free throws. Fuentes has been steady, not just from the free throw line in this game, but from the field in general. Fuentes is 10 out of 14 from the field, 9 out of 11 from three-point country, 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. Fuentes goes 3 for 3. Attorney Don Kapunan loving those conversions. 76-71. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in this game. Lalata offers the screen. Talio also fouled from beyond the arc.
Foul on number 30, Alexander Gonzalez. That's his 4th foul.
Talio will take 3. Coach Eric Gonzalez not liking that call. Talio knocks down the first. He hasn't really been a good free throw shooter his entire career. Talking about Mac Talio. Talio is just a 50% free throw shooter this year. He gets 2 out of 3. Bonbon Custodio there on the sideline. He started this game for Davao.
Right.
He has not yet seen action here in the fourth quarter.
And don't be surprised if in any special situation when they need a basket and it's down to a couple of possessions that he'd come back.
Talio misses, but Ighalo is there to save the day. Salubre will not force the issue. They have 9 on their shot clock.
Watch out for Salubre in the corner.
Talio in and out, pulls up for the 3. That's good money from the outside coming from Mac Talio. This game is all tied up at 76.
What a shot by Mac Talio. He's been wanting to get to this spot. Now they got a chance.
Talio scoreless the entire first half, coming alive here in the second. And they force a miss. The Tigers with a chance to take the lead. Mac, the hot hand for the Davao Occidental Tigers. Crossover into the middle, stopped by Gabanal. Follow-away jumper goes in and out.
That's okay, you're fine with that. You got to go back and defend now.
Talio decides to go under. Lalata switches out on Gonzalez. Igalo has his hand up on Torres. Gonzalez gets by Lalata and gets the lay to drop.
Oh, that's one mismatch from up high that they want to take on.
We now enter the final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Well, that was a good read by LJ. Once he saw Lalata right there out in the open. Meantime, let's look at this 3 right here. A little step back to the side. And how about this? LJ's got Lalata on an island, went on to finish.
This entire season, the fourth quarter has been the domain of LJ Gonzalez of the Quezon Huskers. 30-8 ang ating scoring this quarter in favor of Davao Occidental. Agovida wants it against a piso.
Yeah, that's the solo side right there.
Art obliges. Agovida was doubled there by Gabanal. That's a walk against Keith Agovida.
Well, in that situation, they wanted to go on that little one-on-one on the post-up because Agovida's been successful in there. But that secondary defender really forced him to travel.
And he lifted his pivot foot very clear on that replay. A minute and 23 remaining in this game. Gonzalez runs through the screen of Gabanal. Unfortunately, that's an illegal pick against him.
Yeah.
Number 77, Gabanal. That's his
He tried to twist that post up into a screen once he got fronted and wanted to free up that right side of the floor for LJ to drive.
Clearly holding down
clearly
Art
holding
de la
on,
Cruz.
right.
Chance of defense here inside the Quezon Convention Center. Talio with the basketball, eye to eye with LJ Gonzalez. Lalata offers the brush screen. De La Cruz from the outside. Too strong. Ball is loose. What's the call going to be here? Looks like a loose ball foul against Quezon.
foul on number 5, Simon Sandagon.
That's going to be it for Simon.
Yeah.
Simon Sandagon, 5 fouls.
Sandagon scoreless in this game. Only with an assist to his name. Also 0 rebounds, Coach Mike.
Well, one of the things really that he couldn't get any touches was because Jadel was so efficient from the outside, and so you didn't need enough, action from the big guys inside. But now is getting to be a factor here.
Lalata makes the first free throw. He's 3 out of 4 from the free throw line in this game.
Well, Davao has gotten 16 points out of the free throws, out of the 26 times that they've been there, or 27 times that they've been there, attempting.
A minute and 2 seconds remaining. Chris Lalata, can he tie this game? He does. It's 78 apiece. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This is going down the wire. 78 all. Fuentes forced to kick it out to LJ Gonzalez. Gonzalez has 2 Davao players on him. Banal quickly to Judel. Fuentes was stripped by Ighalo. That's a foul. 2 free throws para kay Judel.
And again, it's the momentum that pulls you into Judel Fuentes. Judel actually had that lane right side open to him, but because of the closeout of Kenneth, he got tripped.
At the line, shoot 2, Judel Fuentes.
That's what you call overstepping your bounds there. Fuentes makes them pay by converting on the first free throw.
So
Lead back with Quezon.
Yeah, so far his scores have been coming from the free throw, right?
Fuentes here in the fourth quarter has converted on a number of free throws para sa Quezon. 35 points in the game, 6 out of 7 from the charity stripe, 2 out of 2 para kay Judel Fuentes. Quezon back up by 2. Quezonians loving the action here inside the Quezon Convention Center.
Yeah,
they're hoping their Huskers will be able to get this victory, possibly their 20th of the season, to try and pull away from the Zamboanga Master Sardines, who are trying to make a chase for them. And let's listen in to Coach Manu Inigo. Couldn't really hear much from that huddle.
Yeah, that was
Grabe
too loud.
yung crowd dito sa loob ng Quezon Convention Center.
Right. And there are 2 things that you can take out of that, I guess. 2 names got mentioned. It's Mac Talio and Keith Agovida in a fake handoff. I'm not so sure who gets that fake handoff or who does it.
And there you see our MPBL leadership led by our beloved Commissioner Captain Marbel Kenneth Duremdes, joined by Security Chief Rudy Distrito and Operations Head Emerson Oreta. Quezon and Davao with a timeout remaining. Ighalo triggers in toward De La Cruz. They hand it off to Talio.
Oh, wow. Oh!
Talio decks Banal, but couldn't convert on the three-pointer. Last touch on Quezon. Davao will keep it.
Wow.
My goodness. That would have been part of the highlight reel for weeks to come. Banal slipping. Talio gets an opening, but just short on that three-point try. Unfortunately for Quezon, Gonzalez and Minerva di masyado nagkaintindihan doon as they try to chase that loose ball.
Pag wala kaya ang bibigay. Punta ka lang.
O, si Art, si Lalata. Tawag ka lang, awit. Okay? Tapos, wala, backpick. Bigay.
Saan tayo?
Coach Manu Inigo trying to map out a play near the baseline para sa Davao Occidental Tigers. Davao is down by 2 points. They're out of timeouts. Quezon still has one more. Both teams in the penalty. 14 to shoot here para sa Davao. Agavida inbounds to Art de la Cruz. Lalata sets the screen. Minerva on Art. De la Cruz fakes out Minerva. Backdoor to Ighalo. Ighalo converts on the reverse. Some contact but no foul called.
Wow. How about that good read by Art de la Cruz? He waited for that right time until he saw that corner defender of Kenneth get fully committed before he decided to drop it off. Look at that. Good backdoor cut din para dito kay Kenneth Ighalo.
Only a few guys could say to themselves that they're able to make that kind of play.
Right.
Art de la Cruz, definitely one of them. Two former NCAA stars connecting there on that play. Sanbeda tumapua.
Si ano to? Wag na ikaw. Sige, Topeng. Gab, backward tayo. Gab, Topeng. LJ. Okay, Judel, dito ka. Okay, now. Amsi. Dito ka. Okay, now. Screen. Kung sino libre, pakita ball side lahat ha. Maliwanag. Pag binigay rito, improve. Dili natin. Now, listen. Okay lang ako dyan. Now, listen. Sa'yo na bola. Ang mangyayari. Okay, paghirap ka. Bigay mo kay LJ. Okay, spread tayo lahat.
You just heard Coach Eric Gonzalez in the last timeout of the Quezon Huskers. Hoping Lagrama will check in here para sa kanilang kupunan. They will also have Al Francis Tamsi, Gabanal, Jodel Fuentes joining LJ Gonzalez here.
And it sure looks like at the hand of this scheme, it's gonna be LJ on a spread out.
9 seconds left. Lagrama still has it. De la Cruz is on him. Lagrama will go for the win. Lagrama misses. 2 seconds remaining. Agavida with the pitch. That's nowhere near going in. We are going into overtime.
Wow. And you talk about not giving up, being resilient, and able to survive the barrage of threes early on. But this shot, though, this looked good for Topeng.
I'm sure De La Cruz caught a sigh of relief when that shot missed. He didn't even try to challenge that shot.
Right. Well, do you think he might have looked at? Kakapasok lang ni Topeng, malamang malamig pa to. But again, kaya tirahan ni Topeng yun on that side.
80 all at the end of regulation. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball betting partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Coach Manu Inigo and the Davao Occidental Tigers still have 2 games remaining on their schedule. That's against South Cotabato at Quezon City. Down by as much as 29 points in this game. The Tigers have been able to resurrect and force extra period here at the Quezon Convention Center against the Huskers.
And there was no one person that did this. This was collective for all the Davao Tigers. Chris Lalata, Art de la Cruz, everyone else, Kenneth Ighalo. Mactalio.
Extra period now underway. This is still Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Andrea Endiso. Gabanal losing his headband there. Goes down to his eye. He gets fouled. That's going to be 2 free throws para sa kanya as penalty situation carries over from regulation to extra period. And there you see Chris Lalata trying to stop Gabanal, but it was Mactalio who hit him on the face with that left shoulder.
As Gab was trying to go left side of the floor, Mac was right there on that spot before he even got to it, and inadvertently nagkaroon ng bungguan. That was a foul.
Gabanal with 9 points and 14 rebounds in this game. He's now in double figures with 10. He had 11 against Muntinlupa. And a lot of people have been clamoring for Gab to go back to his old scoring ways. This is definitely a welcome sign para sa kanila, with him scoring in double figures in the past 2 games.
And guess what? It's a double-double already for Gabanal. Samantalang on the cusp of a triple-double. Itong si Art de la Cruz right now.
This is a good bounce back para kay Gab.
Right.
Considering he was scoreless against Nueva Ecija in this very floor. He played 23 minutes in that game, was 0 out of 3 from the field. De la Cruz drives up and under. What a finish! Gorgeous lefty scoop by Art de la Cruz.
Well, it's just been the decision-making of Art de la Cruz right now. Never panicking, staying in control. He's been leading this team so far. Kenneth's been scoring, but leadership-wise, this has got to be Art de la Cruz's game.
13 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists for the former Ateneo Blue Eagle and San Beda Red Lion. De la Cruz forcing an air ball there on Gabanal. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Tingnan muna natin yung last play. De la Cruz up and under against Gabanal. Fuentes with 2 on the 24. That's short. Opiso keeps it alive. Most of the rebounds of Jason Opiso in this game have come from the offensive board. Fuentes crosses up Salubre. Fuentes with a left hand. 38 points para kay Judel Fuentes.
Well, how about getting denied with that 3 and manufacturing a layup shot with the left hand? Wow, Judel Fuentes.
Lalata needs a teammate here. He hands it off to Tomalip. 8 seconds on the shot clock. De la Cruz will take it. Short from the outside. Fuentes with the board. Jodel pulls back. Goes back in. Couple of fakes. He's doubled. Kicked it out to Ibanez. Minerva. Baseline jumper. That's good. 86 to 82.
Left side short corner. That's specialty of the house for RJ Minerva. He's going to take that shot every time you give it to him. That spot on the floor.
Only the 5th point of the game para kay Minerva. The
Good
double
trap.
here on Tomalip. There's a foul on Nino Ibanez. Coach Eric Gonzalez cannot believe it.
Yeah, Coach Eric is upset because they already have him in the trap area. Look at this one. Tried to use the screen, but really deceptive on that left-hand finish by Jodel Fuentes.
Fuentes has been lights out this evening para sa Quezon. RJ Minerva that time bailing them out. Tomalip will take 2 free throws. Tomalip missing on the first.
At saka yung tira ni Minerva na yun, that was the guy that they were willing to give up and allow him to take that ball that side of the floor. Yeah, medyo na late yung dating doon ni Art de la Cruz eh.
Despite missing 12 free throws in this game, Davao Occidental has been able to come back. 1 out of 2 para kay TH Tomalip. Opiso inbounds to Minerva. Ibanez tasked to bring it across here for the Quezon Huskers. Ighalo is now on Fuentes.
Clear out.
Minerva with a pick. Ighalo staying with Jodel. Fuentes from the outside. That's no good. Long rebound. Goes to Cyrus Torres. They go back to Jodel. Fuentes still has it with 8 on the shot clock. Fuentes, crossover, pull up. That's blocked by Ighalo. Davao Occidental Tigers basketball. 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in this game.
Well, one thing that's changed so far in the last possession is that ball has stuck with Jadel Fuentes. You know, they've been successful moving that ball around, letting that defense fly by and rotate until they catch it late. Right now, binibigyan ng pabor yung depensa, nakastick yung bola eh.
LJ Gonzalez is back in the game. Talio, Castillo Ibanez in front of him. We now enter the final 2 minutes of overtime. Brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Lalata could not finish inside.
Despite the really good footwork, eluding that defense, hindi pumasok yung tira na yun ni Chris. That was a good look too.
This is just a 3-point advantage for Quezon. Anything could still happen. Gonzalez gets back to Malip, grazing by the defense.
That, I felt, was what Coach Eric Gonzalez wanted to run in regulation. To get a dribble handoff in the corner to LJ, make him go up the wing and let him create from there.
This time, wala nang makakapigil kay LJ Gonzalez. That simple head and shoulder into his right-hand drive. And Gonzalez getting the better of the matchup against TH Tumalip, to the delight of the fans here inside the Quezon Convention Center. The score is 88-83. We'll be right back. Home game results this season for the Quezon Huskers. They defeated Batangas in overtime, 91-89. That was last May 25. The second home game came against the Rizal Golden Coolers, who they also defeated 83-78. But their latest home matchup against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards resulted in a loss, 81-68. They're looking to get their third victory on their home floor against the Davao Occidental Tigers tonight. 2-1 at home. Itong Quezon. Agovida catches it inside against the smaller LJ Gonzalez. He brings the Tigers to within 3 points, 88-85.
Perfectly executed play with very few time wasted off the clock. Good execution on a sideline out of bounds after a timeout by the Davao Tigers. Now, defense time. Gotta get a stop.
One possession ball game, 88-85. Banal and Fuentes are back in for offensive purposes.
Oh.
Fuentes fakes, leans in for the better shot. Couldn't bounce inside. De La Cruz will be the one once again to make the decision here. He gives it up to Talio. No foul called. Talio tried to draw a foul. Fuentes, no looks to Minerva. Nobody getting back down to mark him. A lapse on defense there for the Tigers. A crucial error para sa kanila, but they still have time to get this one back. Inside they go. Ighalo had that pass disrupted by RJ Minerva.
A couple of Huskers actually down there on that pass by Jadel Fuentes. And really, not anyone covering right there. Two guys inside on orange in the paint.
Too easy for the Quezon Huskers. Fuentes making his only assist of the game to RJ Minerva on those important 2 points. 90-85. De La Cruz hands it off to Talio. De La Cruz against LJ. Back to Mac. Talio for 3. Good line, just too strong. Minerva clears it for Quezon, and there's a foul. 28 seconds left. If Minerva is able to make his free throws, that just might do it.
Mac Talio actually had a good line on that shot attempt. That looked good from our vantage point. We just back rimmed and couldn't get that ball to fall.
RJ Minerva will now be tested at the free throw line.
This now is a matter of poise here, this game.
Minerva is 1 out of 2 in this game. First free throw is good. 91-85. 28 seconds ang nalalabi sa ating laro. It has been 11-5 here in OT. Second shot is a miss. De La Cruz forward to Ighalo. Ken, sidestep, fall away, one-hander, wala. He gets his own miss. Ighalo, second serving, still no good. And Opiso gets it away from Davao. That just might do it.
That just might be it. But if you're the Huskers, you can't relax. You gotta wait for the final buzzer.
Coach Manu Inigo trying to cheer his players on. Decent attempts, Coach.
Right.
And multiple shots at it as well.
That is right. And you gotta applaud the effort as well of the Davao Tigers. Really just, I guess, shots that could have been makeable that didn't go in, lalo na for Mactalio. He got good looks kanina. Even that drive, just couldn't get that to fall. Chris Lalata too had that good drive.
Gonzalez able to take care of business on the first. Misses the second. Lalata with the board forward to Agovida. Ighalo's waiting on the left corner. Agovida pulls up for the jumper. Wala. And that's it.
That's it.
The Quezon Huskers win their third home game this season and their 20th victory overall, creating more separation on the Zamboanga Master Sardines in the race for the top spot in the South.
Yeah, and more importantly, they're getting back into a win streak. A couple of wins here for Quezon. And it's a good thing, especially as you head out to the playoffs.
Judel Fuentes was lights out in this game, and that's why he is our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Coach, was there any question in your mind as to who the best player was going to be?
Well, without a doubt. No question at all. The way that he shot the lights out today and the way that he's controlled the game, especially in that first half, really brought about that huge deficit which Davao Tigers tried to climb back on.
92-85, our final score, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. What a game that was, Coach. Being down by as much as 29 points, the Davao Occidental Tigers was able to come back, force extra period, but just ran out of steam in extra time.
Yeah, and gallant effort by the Davao Tigers. I mean, for you to be down by that much and come back and force overtime, that's a lot.
Imagine scoring 34 points in the fourth quarter, Coach, limiting Quezon to just 10 points.
Right.
It was just a great effort para dito sa Davao Occidental Tigers. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
Let's now go courtside to Miss Andrea Endicio.
Thank you, Javi. Our daily fantasy best player of this game, walang iba kundi si Mr. Hot Hands, Judel Fuentes. First of all, congratulations. Judel, ibang klaseng Judel Fuentes na naman ang pinakita mo sa amin ngayong gabi. Pinatunayan mo na kayang-kaya mo talagang makapag-contribute, especially when your team needs scoring. Andyan ka para itaas yun sa kanila.
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa panalo. Of course, kailangan kong maglaro ng maayos kasi nga malapit ang playoffs eh. Kaya kailangan kong makuha yung kumpiyansa ko and paano ako gumalaw sa loob ng court of the ball. And thank you din kay Coach na binibigyan ako ng kumpiyansa and sa mga teammates ko.
But Judel, I need to ask this because kanina you were leading by so much pero na-manage ng Davao na i-cut down yung lead. Ano ba yung naging problema along the way? Saan kayo nagkamali? Ano yung mga naging lapses?
Siguro nung lumamang kami ng malaki, doon kami nag-relax eh. Kumbaga, tumatawa-tawa kami and yun na pala pag kita namin sa court, wala na, nahabol na kami. Kaya yun na nag-usap kami sa huddle na kailangan namin bumalik sa game and bawal kami mag-relax. Kaya yun, nakuha namin yung panalo.
But the most important thing is you ended this with a win. Meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
Nagpapasalamat ako sa mga bosses and kay Gob Helentan, kay Boss RD, kay Kong Mike, kay Doc Kim Tan, kay Mero Raplim, and kay Vice LA, and kay Boss Marion, kay Joseph, kay sa asawa ko, sa baby ko, si Matia, and sa mama ko, sa papa ko, and sa binan ko si Bishop, and kay Pastora, and sa lahat naman taga Quezon, thank you sa inyo, sa walang sawang suporta, and sana tuloy-tuloy ito sa playoffs, and sino ba? And sa lahat ng bosses kay attorney. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, that is Judel Fuentes, our best player of the game, brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, gentlemen.
A season-high 38 points para kay Judel Fuentes, and more importantly, the 20th victory of the season for the Quezon Huskers. Our games tomorrow happening at the FPJ Arena in San Jose, Batangas at 4 o'clock p.m. The Mindoro Tamaraws will be clashing with the Valenzuela Classic at 6 o'clock p.m. The Pampanga Giant Lanterns battle it out with the Abra Weavers in a very important game in the Northern Division. While at 8 o'clock p.m., the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters will be looking to improve their standing in the South against the Marikina Shoe Masters. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us on Filipinas Live, as well as on Facebook and on YouTube. To everybody who joined us, maraming salamat muli. For my partner, Coach Mike Perez, our courtside reporter, Miss Andrea Endice, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, this has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Lucena City in Quezon. This has been the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.